So if you're someone who is about to compete, thinking about competing, or you're just curious as to how the posing goes, then keep watching. What is up, YouTube? I'm back. Don't hate me, please. I know it's been so long since I've posted a vlog. I have been super busy. I was preparing for my pro debut for a while, so I got super wrapped up with that. And then I got a new sponsor, my latest and greatest sponsor, Bombshell Sportswear. So I've been super busy with that, traveling, having fun. But anyway, I'm back and I'm not gonna disappear again. So I just got back from the gym and had my protein shake. This is not another full day of eating. I'm actually about to go and meet with one of my clients, Hasey, who is 2 weeks out from her second show. We're about to go work on her posing routine, change some stuff, make sure that she's ready for the stage, because as you know, you can have the greatest body ever. You can be super lean and really symmetrical, but if you aren't able to go on stage and showcase that and, you know, have fun with it, then you're not going to place as well as you probably deserve to. If you don't know about my competing history, I've competed in 3 amateur shows. My first one was just a local show, wasn't a national qualifier. And then I proceeded to do my national qualifier, and I went straight to nationals, where I then turned to pro. So I fully believe that if I didn't have the stage presence that I did, I would not have been able to turn pro within 2 shows. I think it's very, very important. And if you've ever been to a bodybuilding show and you've watched the girls come across stage, the ones who look comfortable and who look like they're having fun stand out immensely next to the girls who are, you can tell, thinking about their next pose. They look nervous. They're not really having a lot of fun. So these are things that matter when it comes to competing. When you're an NPC competitor, you don't have a lot of time on that stage. So it's important that you go up there and you make the most of every single second. You work for months and months to have just a few seconds on the stage to show the judges what you're made of and what you've been working on. And that can be really nerve-wracking, especially if it's your first show. So it's completely understandable, but the best way to knock out any kind of fear is going to be to learn about it, gain some knowledge, and be prepared. So if you're someone who is about to compete, thinking about competing, or you're just curious as to how the posing goes, then keep watching. She freaking sprained her toe. So this is the first time she's actually been able to pose in heels in a while. So I am happy. So for an NPC routine, basically you are hitting 3 main poses. You're hitting your front pose, side, giving them the back, and then you go right back to the front. So because when you're in NPC, you only have about 8 to 10 seconds. Some shows will let you get away with like 15 seconds. You've got to hit the best poses for your body in that short amount of time. So let's get started. When you're walking the stage, you want to be making eye contact with the judges and just be smiling and taking really strong, confident strides without walking too quickly. Your front pose is your first impression, so it should be strong and it should be your best pose, whatever you feel the most confident and the most comfortable doing. When you're picking and practicing for your front pose, your main goal is to try and make your top and your bottom half look as proportionate as possible, and at the same time trying to make your waist look really tiny. So you can enhance this by twisting your upper body so that your shoulders are parallel with the judges in the front of the stage, and at the same time you're twisting your hips so that they're almost kind of vertical with the stage. So your dominant hip is going to be towards the back, and then that front hip is going to be facing the judges. So you're going to end up with your belly button facing the side of the stage, and that leg that's out to the side should always be facing straight. I always recommend that you count a few seconds as you're scanning the judges. just because once you're on stage, you tend to get a little bit nervous and you will rush things. So counting and practice will help you. When transitioning into your side and your back pose, it's very important that everything looks super polished. So it's easier if you bring your feet together right before you take that front step forward. And every time you take a step, your feet should be right in front of each other. Never take really big, wide steps. So since her feet were already together, it made it a lot easier for her to just get that left foot right in front of the other. In the side pose, your main goal is to still show them that you have that tiny little waist and nice round firm glutes, but you're also giving them a little bit of a rear delt flex just to show you've got some back muscles too. In order to help create the illusion of a tiny waist and round glutes, you want to make sure that your opposite leg is hidden from the judges. So your dominant leg, where you're showing them the glute, is going to be, that foot's going to be parallel with the stage, and then that other foot is going to come right in front of that other one, so it'll be vertical with the stage. That way you don't see that right leg. And when you transition to the back, you're taking one soft step to face the back. Don't start fidgeting and taking multiple steps. Back pose is without a doubt one of the most difficult poses for everyone. It's where a lot of people tend to fall. So with this pose, you definitely want to make sure that you're not hinging at the hips or pushing your glutes back in any way. That's only going to make your glutes look wider, which is not the goal. Instead, you want to stand up straight with your feet about shoulder width apart. Do not stand too wide, as it'll make your lower half look really short and unbalanced. You can pivot your toes outward just slightly to give your legs and your glutes a little bit more roundness. Unless you're someone who's already quad and glute dominant, then you want to keep your feet a little bit more straight. Then you just want to slightly arch your back to give your glutes a little bit more roundness. This is not going to give you a glute ham tie-in. Your glute ham tie-in comes strictly from conditioning, not the way you pose. And then your palms should be lying flat on the middle of your thigh. So you don't want to bring them too high, close to your hips, because it's just going to make them look really long and awkward. Then you want to hold this pose very tight with your head straight, keep everything very still, and that will exude confidence to the judges. So again, to make that transition super smooth, she's stepping together first to step right in front of the other foot. That'll make your turnaround very, very smooth and very pretty. Then you just go ahead and hit your best front pose again. You might be able to hit a second one depending on how much time that you have, but then from there you'll go ahead and keep your chest up straight, walk forward, and make sure you're keeping eye contact with the judges even as you're walking off stage. And that's it for individual routines. So full out, it should look a little something like this. So, successful posing session. The one thing that I can tell everyone, no matter where you're starting, no matter where you are, the best thing that you can do is practice, practice, practice. Amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they cannot get it wrong. So, practice, make it look good, and be happy. Be happy to be on stage. You work hard for how long? Months and months and months and months. So that stage is your time to just show that and to have fun and show those judges and the other girls what you're made of.
And don't give up. There's always more competitions. I almost gave up on my first one, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it again, and I'm gonna rock it.
And she did, and now we are. Second show. Didn't even know she was gonna do it again. And then you just get the feeling that you're pushing for something a lot greater. And when you're not on prep, you're kind of like, what the hell am I doing this for? So have fun with it, don't give up, and just enjoy the process, guys. Bye. as you can see, she rocked that stage and took home a top 5 placing. Congrats, Hasey!